You can do whatever you want.
Now, if I need to clear my throat, can I be
like Tay, what's his name?
Zonde?
No.
Oh, Tay Zonde, yeah.
Tay Zonde,
Chocolate
yeah.
rain.
Chocolate rain.
Yeah.
You go from the mic. By the way, that's so dated now, that reference.
I know, some
it's
kids.
Like ridic. By the way, I say ridic, and that's so not a thing anymore, right? Like, no one says ridic.
I don't know. Malik gives me a lot of shit for abbreviating words, but I'm always like,
Because he abbreviates every single word.
I do.
What's a word do you abbreviate?
Well, Za's a classic.
Pizza.
Get
Yeah,
some Za.
Yeah.
As in pizza?
Yeah. Get some Za.
Yeah,
but you
that's
know,
weird.
What? Give me something. Give me something that I abbreviate.
I don't know.
Give me a word.
I can't either. I just like I'll just say something and then end.
It comes so naturally to you that
I
it's
know.
a
I
little
can't think of anything on the
alarming.
spot right now. That
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I'm trying to think and it's still just not coming.
Do one for a lot of things.
What?
A lot of things. What's the short one for
oh
that?
my
It's got to be
God.
one word.
It's got to be like a
Oh,
word.
Yeah,
right,
just like-
okay.
And then he just like takes out.
And it's got to be a lot of syllables.
Yeah,
Because then you're taking out about half the syllables of any word
right.
that has a lot of syllables.
Extracalifragilistic. What's that word?
Supercalifragilistic.
Yeah, that one.
Supercalifragilis.
Yeah.
Alish.
Yeah.
Supercalifragilish.
That kind of
I
works.
think
Yeah,
his preferred
right.
way of ending is ISH. That's like
Ish.
where.
Yeah.
Oh,
ish.
ish.
Esh. It's just.
Yeah.
It's just a calm.
So,
I don't know. Something
yeah,
about it.
okay. We'll remember that during the show when it
Actually, okay. I was gonna say I don't know. I have a very good story for the show about the esh that comes into play.
You can tell me right now because the show's going.
Okay, great.
Hey, everybody, we have Ethan and Malik here from
Hi.
Tips and Tricks.
Hey, what's going
Yeah.
on?
Howdy.
Good to be here, Carlos. I've missed you so much.
Oh, I
Yeah,
missed you
same,
guys too.
Same. Thank you. That means a lot.
It is a true thing, and we can talk about how we all met in a minute.
Yeah.
But tell me about your ish story first.
Oh, we were I think I can talk about this. We'll find out. I'm gonna
Wait,
get fired.
if I'm starting
Wow.
if we're
No,
starting
no.
this show on something I can't air.
No, I just talk about it all the time. No, you're gonna be fine. Don't worry.
Okay, because
But, like,
editing.
We were. You're not gonna edit. Who are you kidding?
I'm not.
But when we first were coming up with the new name for Mixer, when we were changing it from Beam, I was set on naming it Sesh, and that like Sesh. But the reason we were talking about abbreviating words that end in SH, like
There you
maybe
go.
that just comes naturally. I just like words that end in SH.
That's just what you like.
Yeah, but
Well-
how cool would Sesh have been? Sesh.com.
It's like a sesh. It's like a quick sesh.
Yeah, it's a little broy. It's a little
It's a
broy.
little broy.
It's a little
it might
broy,
be
but I don't hate it.
too.
Would have been
broy.
off-putting for
Stream
some people.
Sesh? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you know what? It's very 90s. But by the way, we did a lot of jokes about 90s.
Yeah, dude.
So see, there it is. Dude, let's get a pizza. I mean, sorry, let's get a za.
Let's get some za.
Let's get a za for a sesh.
Yeah. Oh, there we go for our stream sesh.
Dude, stream sesh. Okay, here we are. Stream sesh with Malik and Ethan.
Mm-hmm. Where's the za?
We don't have any za, but
just ate.
whatsoever.
God, this
Can I
is
say
bad.
whatsoever?
I don't think so.
that's-
This
I don't think
podcast is already over.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So Malik and Ethan and I all know each other from Mixer
Yeah.
over on Microsoft.
Yeah.
And
What?
yeah, that thing.
90s.
Raise the
You're
roof.
you're both off the podcast.
Mixer.com.
So quickly off the podcast. Yeah, so we all did literally. So Malik and I did started the show Tips and Tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out on Mixer.
Yeah.
Is it mixer.com/tips and tricks now?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I think when you
Good.
left, we were still doing channel 1.
Channel 1.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, then we got our own channel. And we're
Okay.
the number one show on Mixer weekly.
Oh, snap.
Just saying.
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Shouting out even on the podcast.
He does.
Well,
yeah.
Which you
all the
should.
time.
What can I say?
All the time.
Yes.
Even on our show, he does that.
I
And
know,
It's
it's
like,
like-
you realize that some of the producers that work on our show work on the other shows.
You just gotta make sure they. You gotta
And
make
they're
sure
like,
they know.
people
And
are
they're-
already watching the show too, so you're
I'm
like,
like-
I think they get it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we did our pilot together, and then after our pilot,
And I was on that pilot.
No, you
No, you were not.
actually weren't.
I'm sorry, you're right. You're right.
So we did something
Yes.
that no one's ever seen, which I wish that we could air, but I don't know if it's ever
I don't know. I
possible.
love the screenshot, though.
But yeah, my hair was ridiculous, but it's fine.
good.
We
oh,
did
your hair was pretty
it's crazy.
wackish.
It was-
No?
Whack.
It was a
Whack.
lot.
Oh, I get what you're
I was trying to
saying.
do your thing.
It's a lot more than I assumed.
Late to the party, as usual.
It takes a while for me.
We were about to do the pilot for Tips and Tricks, and Malik comes up to me. He's like, "I need a haircut." I'm like, "Oh, this is yeah."
It was
I can
really
see
bad,
that,
but
yeah.
I wish we could air that because it was so good. And
I liked it. I like the logo, too.
Yeah, the logo was very simple. It was minimalistic. But
Mm-hmm.
I always say, like, if people could like see that pilot and then see what the show is now, it's like a completely different
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like, it's so
Well, we
so
had
vastly different.
we had a fun time, and it was good, and I love that pilot along with you. And then our true first episode.
May 12th, 2017. But who's keeping track?
Holy crap!
Oh, he's like an encyclopedia.
Weird. Ethan was on as a guest.
I
He
was.
and he was late. You were late.
No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
you
not.
You absolutely were.
No, I was not.
Because I remember you were supposed to be there. I
No
forget-
bickering on the podcast.
No, this is not bickering.
Okay.
But I remember he was supposed to be there like, I don't know, like half an hour before we went live. And then like at the last second, everyone was like, where's the guest? And I'd never met you before.
To Ethan's defense,
Yeah.
that show, like a lot of the early shows in Mixer, and I think even in just like streaming,
Yeah.
in general,
Yeah.
it's like you said, a garbage can on fire.
It
Like,
was.
I hope this works.
And
so guests were coming in and out all the time.
for the record, I showed up an hour early, and I sat in the waiting room until someone came and got me.
There you
And
go.
then I was taken to a green room, which was like halfway across the building from where the show was taking place. And I was sitting there for forever, and I walked
Okay.
out and said, "Hey, am I
Oh.
supposed to be somewhere?" And they like grabbed me.
Okay.
So I was not.
See?
I was
That's
not
a
late.
untold
I was
story.
forgotten. I was forgotten.
You were
which it-
forgotten.
maybe-
But then you
maybe.
were remembered and then became the co-host of the show. So
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
pretty cool. It was a cool
Yeah.
moment.
It was. That was. You guys were so good on that show, and you were such naturals, and I was so nervous. And I remember doing because we were like practicing before the actual run through, and I remember you like practicing a bit. And then being like, all right, we're going to go through this. And that's when I knew I liked you because, like, I'm a fan of bits, man. I will always respect
I
a
love
bit
the
and, like,
bits.
a joke like
Yeah.
that. And I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, these guys are so funny.
Yeah, we were working on bits early. Like as soon as they were like, we're going to do a show with you guys. We're like, okay, well, what
we
could
would
we do that's
rehearse
funny?
every single before the show. We would rehearse bits and everything and
Yeah.
plan it out
Yeah.
ahead of time, which is cool
Which
too.
I kind of
like
wish
it was
we still
awesome.
did. We don't
Yeah.
have the call time that you guys had. That's the
Yeah,
big
we
difference.
used to be there at 12 p.m. on Saturday.
Right,
On
right,
Tuesday,
right.
excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a little time to prepare,
3
but I
hours.
remember that we definitely like really worked on those.
Yeah.
We're like,
Yeah.
this is gonna be thing like the water bit.
Oh, we got in so much trouble.
I like
we got in
that.
trouble with
That
those.
was one of
I
my
like
favorite
those.
episodes.
Yeah, Ed was so mad.
And for
The
people who
producer
don't
wanted to
listen
produce-
or
yeah.
who don't know the show or listening, can they still see all those old shows? Yeah, on Mixer.com.
Yeah, /tips and tricks. So here's
well,
no. So yeah. So what happened was I don't know if you can get them all anymore. They used to be
YouTube, right? YouTube.
They're going to be back on YouTube. We've moved them. I don't know if they're all still on there or not. You
okay.
can check it out.
The
YouTube
earlier
would be
ones are, yeah.
Mixer Channel 1 was the channel. But
Okay.
we're going to be moving all those over to the Mixer's official YouTube channel.
We'll put it in a link in the show notes.
Sounds good.
So that's where
But then you
we
be
all,
able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we met. We were talking about pre-podcast how we met
Yeah.
before Tips and Tricks.
Yes.
Was it before even the show that
It
we
was.
did?
Yeah.
It was
'Cause
right
yeah.
before- 'cause it was complete nightmare and it was so cold. That was the biggest thing. Was like
Right.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
It was like the worst.
It was snowing.
east. It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
The night we met, it was snowing. Actually.
Yeah. Ooh. I think the day I was born, it was snowing.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Where were you born? Was it snowing
New
where you?
York?
Okay. Okay. Cool. I thought.
As it does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. As it does.
It's like normal. Never mind. Well, it was September. I'm born in September, so I
That's
guess
right.
a little different.
Happy early birthday. It's
Oh,
coming up
thanks.
the 26th.
Yeah, let's not talk about my birthday.
Okay. Well, happy
I just
birthday.
want to make sure you
way
knew that
too
I
old.
remembered the date.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget your own birthday.
Thank you, Malik. So we met at PAX East, and
Yeah.
I met your future wife.
That's true. You met her
And,
there too.
yeah.
That was a good night. And we were at a Destiny party at PAX East, and it was like my first I don't know. I was pretty new to the industry at that point, so I wasn't getting invited to a lot of stuff. And my buddy had got me an invitation because he knew I was such a big Destiny fan, right?
It was mainly
So-
just drinking, though. I remember.
It was like they
Yeah.
were there. There was like they had really good food. I remember that was like
Yeah.
free food,
Mhm.
super good, and it was just like a bunch of influencers and content creative streamers, that like King Ithalian, that kind of thing. T-Rex, that's who I knew. I knew T-Rex, and I was a big fan of his, so I got to meet him that night. And I met Deej, and I had like a pin. I was wearing like a suit jacket. I thought it was so cool, and I had like a Destiny pin, and I was like, Deej, like I'm such a big fan, and he looks and he goes, clearly. I was like,
It's
all
like,
right.
take it down.
All
a
right, yeah,
notch.
seriously, chill out,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Have another drink. But it was cool. Yeah, so I met you
Yeah.
at that party, and we hit it off because we like our love for stand-up comedy and
Yeah, we
and
talked
movies and
comedy
stuff. Yeah, that
yeah.
whole night, man. It was
And-
romantic as hell.
It was between us.
Yeah,
yeah.
of course.
And before that, I was at the hotel bar with Dan Shoe. Friend of
Big
the show.
fan of Dan Shoe.
Yeah.
I grew up listening reading, I should say, Electronic Gaming Monthly.
Oh, of
Oh
course.
my god.
Yeah.
I had so many issues.
Oh
of
my
that
God.
magazine. It was
Oh my God.
amazing. And so I got to meet him at E3 last year because we were sitting around with the team having dinner, and then Carlos was like, "Oh, Dan Shoe's around." I was like, "You gotta let me meet him," because I just love.
It was a fan
That's
moment,
awesome.
and it
That's
was
awesome.
beautiful to
Yeah, it
me
was
to
good.
watch.
Did you keep yourself cool, calm, cool?
No,
collected?
he
I
was
tried.
he was
I'm
ridiculous.
crazy.
Are you? What
Yeah.
did you do?
I don't think I did anything.
He
that
spit up on himself. It was weird.
Oh, sure.
No,
He didn't do that.
He does that. We have like a bib for
You have
him.
a bib.
For-
You should have
He
bibs.
takes
You should
off
have
right
bibs,
before we
yeah.
go live. In 3, 2,
Bib.
What can I say?
3-2 bib is a funny thing.
Exactly.
So we were talking, and before that, though, I was with Dan, and we were both like the old timers because we're older than we look. Dan looks super young too, and we're like, let's just go to the bar and have drinks. And I was like, literally just going to go back to my hotel room and be like, that's it. Because I've already done a zillion of these shows.
Sure.
It's like, maybe I'm going to go out to that one Destiny thing because who knows? And I meet this fellow.
Yeah, this fellow.
This guy.
Yeah.
This
Cool
idiot,
guy.
as
But
they say.
I want to go back to Tips and Tricks just for a second. I remember finding out that you weren't going to be on the show. And what that was like. And I was really upset about it. And I was like, oh, maybe I should just quit. Because I didn't even...
Oh, I'm going to cry.
Don't cry.
Don't cry. But
I said I wouldn't.
But I was like...
I didn't say that.
Because I would say for you were so instrumental because we got to go to E3 and actually that's where I met you for the second time after our
that was like
tips.
the first time we like hung out because Carlos and I had kind of a rapport at that point,
Right.
and so he was like nice enough to be like, like we just talked for the first time.
Exactly.
Really.
And we were like both nervous because we had a segment, but I remember like I wouldn't have made it through that E3 if it weren't for you because you were you had been in the business before and you knew exactly what to do, and I was as a kid watching E3 growing up. It was like too much for me to handle.
Yeah.
And you were just like there, and we did segments, and it was great.
Yeah.
So I remember finding out later in July that you weren't going to be on the show, and I was like, shit, I don't know if I want to do the show. But luckily, I remember when they told me that you were going to do it. Like even from the 2 interactions of me hanging out.
Yeah, we'd
or,
only
like,
talked those 2 times.
Yeah, those 2 times. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, like I think I can do it because I only ever thrive with somebody else who can like. I can play off of.
Yeah.
And so when I found out Ethan was going to do it, it was great. I was like, okay, so it's a different, like you two are good for someone like me, but in different ways. It's interesting.
Yeah. We were talking about pre-podcast, like I'm extrovert, and you're extrovert, introvert.
Yeah.
And I think that it's still that extrovert part that feeds on your introvert.
Right.
And that works really well. So
You need a little bit of crazy in a show, right?
Yeah.
You need
A little like you don't know what's going to happen. You might wear a weird hat, let's just say.
Yeah. Oh.
And that's
Like you
the
did in
thing.
your first episode.
Yeah.
Like I might have watched some of the shows.
Yeah, there you go.
But we talked a little bit before, like, I'm doing this thing and I have a couple other projects, but I just like experiences, and that was a great moment in time.
Yeah.
It was.
And we had like this formative moment where we're like, okay, let's just try this.
Yeah.
And that panic / weirdness that me and you shared together for 8, 9 episodes or whatever. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Was it more than 9?
No,
8 or
it was 8 episodes.
Yeah,
Oh,
8, I
was,
think,
okay.
You came in number 9, yeah.
And then, but yeah, all that was like, that was just.
I loved it.
It was just great, and I think that other people can listen to this and think about like their jobs, different types of jobs. It doesn't have to be a streaming show about video games, but like you can have a job at a tech company.
Yeah.
right?
And by the way, we haven't even said what Tips and Tricks is. It's
a show
It's a video game
about
show.
video games.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
They might have already Googled it.
Tips
but
and
yeah,
tricks
yeah.
they're talking
They're
about.
like, it's a history show? I don't know. Which, by the way, I would do that.
What a
It's a
terrible
very
name for a
generic
history
title.
show, though. Tips and Tricks.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Listen.
there's better names for a show.
Yeah.
Admittedly.
You need to learn about what you've done in the past to know what you do in the future.
That's very deep.
Yeah.
Just
I
saying.
appreciate
That's
that.
true.
Carlos.
So you might be in a tech job, you might be in something else, a different type of line of work.
Yeah.
And you go like, okay, well, something didn't work out, and now I'm going to go to this other thing, or I'm not going to have any job, which happens.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got to realize that those moments are still those moments, and they're incredible for that time.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people like put so much stock in like making it success, making this ladder. There's no ladder. I told Malik that I think at some point. I was like, there's no ladder, right?
No.
There's experiences and moments and meeting people. And that's why I do this show. Like, I mean, I was realizing that that's what I do in real life.
Yeah.
And so that's what my content is. It's meeting people.
I love that you say that, man, and because honestly, like the reason I started streaming in 2014, which ultimately led to where I am today, and I did it because I was working a job where I was self-employed, and I had no friends really like outside. Like I had a couple friends from a job prior. But like I was pretty lonely, like even day to day, it's nice to be able to like be in an office setting. Like even if you don't like your job, like it's just nice to have other people around.
Yeah.
And I didn't have that, and so I started streaming with to meet like-minded individuals and just connect. And I never had this goal of like making money or any of that.
Right.
It was more of just like I just want some fucking friends.
Yeah.
And so I can totally appreciate where you're coming from there because that's like the connections I made through that. It brought me to this point in my life and career.
Yeah.
But like you never know, and that was I was at a very down point in my life where I personally was just down in the dumps all the time, and so I think like some of those moments like really define who you are.
Yeah. And they change your life, but they also change other people's lives.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you don't realize it.
Yeah.
Like this is a heavy moment, but like because we're really good at saying bad things about things we don't like. We're really good at that.
Yeah.
Specifically in the States, I think, also. But in general.
Yeah.
But we're really bad at saying things that we like. And that's why, like, you even just saying that earlier and other people saying good things about people, like, people go like, "Fuck, I'm gonna cry." Like
Yeah.
they don't even know how to deal with it because they're like, "I don't get that normally."
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
It is. Yeah.
I don't get that, and I think we need to do that more often. That's
absolutely.
a huge point.
Yeah.
And not to continue on the train of things that I learned, but like for me specifically, I would always say that I'm not like cut out to do like video stuff. And I only say that because like I am such an introvert, like going back to that thing, I think when the camera turns on and we go live, like it's a different person. And so that's why I always feel bad. Like even at E3 when people would come up to us and say, "Hey, we love your show. We love you and Ethan together. And it's a great show." It's like great. But I always feel afraid that I'm going to let them down because they're expecting this Malik that they see on camera.
Right.
Sure.
And
But it's kind of you, man. Like,
I
it's
think
you.
it's close.
It's your personality cranked up a little bit, but like, dude, like, you're
That's
pretty
true.
genuine. And
Yeah,
that's
I
what I
think-
love about you as a co-host is like,
Yeah.
you just, like, every time you talk, it's like, okay, he digs that game or he cares a lot about this topic or like.
Yeah, I guess on that level it is the same. But I guess as far as my willingness to be outgoing, like I can do that with people I know, like Ethan and the people who work on Tips and Tricks. But like just generally speaking, I'm a pretty reserved person. So I think that's one of the things I learned from doing Tips and Tricks. I'm able to be a bit more, I don't know.
Come out of your shell.
Yeah,
That's like literally what my memory is of us doing it because I was like, "Malik, come on, just
yeah,
just
you
do
can
it.
you can
Just do
go
it."
back and watch episodes of the show, especially the first 8 that you were on, and even actually when you started taking over. But I'd be physically out of breath in the first segment because my heart would be beating so fast.
it was
because I
adorable.
so anxious, and I couldn't
it's so
help
cute
it.
and beautiful.
It was,
well,
yeah.
It's
I
like
know.
a nightmare for me because
It's a
I
nightmare
was
for you.
terrified too, man. Like that
Yeah.
first episode, I was like shaking behind the monitor. You know, like I don't know, you never prepare for that. And I had just been streaming for 2 years at that point, but it's different. It's
different,
not
yeah.
the same at
And
all.
and that's what like so I've been doing this for a while, and so I was doing it back in 2009 or something, and I had those same things.
Yeah.
Like literally 2009 was me having the moments you guys were having.
But you all go through it.
Yeah, you all go through it. To watch you guys do it, like if anything, it was like heartwarming to me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, that's what I did, you know. It brings me back in a good way. So,
Yeah.
all right, moving on. That's memories from Mixer. Delightful, and I didn't cry.
Ooh,
Yes.
I didn't
Or
either.
did I?
Ooh.
I held it in.
It's
Just
right
every
here.
other
It's right
emotion.
here.
You cry, but you don't actually no tear ducts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
I removed
I've done so much
surgery.
By the way, to look this young, I've had work done. All right, let's just put it out
ooh,
in the
okay.
podcast.
All right, sounds good.
Finally is announced.
Is it worth it?
That's
Is
why
that
I look
true?
it. Well, look, I look good.
You do look
You do
good.
look
Is it
good.
worth the
Is it-
money? Yeah, like what's the cost on
You
that?
did not get, did you?
No, I did not.
No, I was gonna say no. You're
I can't afford
naturally-
that. Are you
yeah.
kidding me? I'm sure it's really expensive.
Yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's called Native American jeans, I think.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
that might be
Lucky.
it. So
Jealous.
let's talk about things we're into.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I let the guest go first.
Ethan.
Whoa,
Do I
that was
just pick a
really
topic?
quickly.
Do I just pick a topic?
Something that you have watched, have played video game wise, have read a book,
Yeah.
websites you're into, anything.
Yeah. So I predominantly like I love. Ooh, you know what we can talk about is like I'm a fan of comedy. Like that's where
We
we
both love
really
comedy,
we
yeah.
love comedy. We talk about movies all the time, things like that. Stand up. It doesn't matter. Sketch comedy, improv. I'm a fan of it all. But one of the best shows that I've been really digging lately is like I don't know if you've seen Barry. Have you checked out Barry?
Of course,
Bill Hader's
all
new
of
show?
it. Yes,
Holy
2 seasons,
hell.
I believe already.
No, I think
Was
it's
it
only
one?
It's only one. Yeah. And
Oh, okay.
Stars
and
Barry
it's
Manilow.
what? No, God.
You're off the podcast.
Unbelievable.
Get him out of here,
Just derail.
Jerry, get him out. Jerry's on break for
Yeah, I
some
was gonna
reason.
say I don't know who you're
Jerry's
looking
gone.
at. But yeah, but it's so good. Like
So
if you're
good.
if you're trying to get into any comedy, a new comedy or just a new show in general, it's like a dark comedy. It's really heavy sometimes.
Well, here's the thing:
But
it's
he's so
not
good,
even a
man.
comedy. So it's Bill Hader
Yeah.
from SNL
Okay.
and
Oh.
now movies.
Yeah.
Love Bill Hader.
Yes.
Yeah.
South Park. He wrote on South Park too. A lot of people don't
Right
know
on
that,
South
yeah.
Park, which, by the way, everybody watch 6 Days to Air.
7 days. 6 or 7.
7 Days to Air.
Yeah, it's one of the.
It's
one
a,
of the
it's
two.
a great documentary on
So
South
good.
Park.
And
yeah.
it's short.
It's short, beautiful.
Yeah.
Bill Hader's a genius. I love him. He was actually a really good underrated movie with Skeleton Twins with Kristen Wiig.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was in that and very
nice
dramatic
cut. Yeah,
role.
Yeah.
And so that movie or that series on HBO
Yeah.
is so dark and really kind of a drama.
It is. It
then
is.
those comedy undercuts
Yeah.
happen.
He writes it so well in that sense. Like it's just
beautiful.
really good storytelling, really good writing, and then it got Henry Winkler's first Emmy, right?
I think so.
Was for that.
He's so good in that too.
Yeah.
Henry Winkler was the Fonz for the
Yes.
young people. Oh wait,
Fonz.
you're both the same age, aren't you?
He's a year
Malik's
younger
older.
than me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm,
Okay, both did the.
yeah. Hey.
Hey
Yeah.
guys.
I'm 26.
Well, he was the Fonz in Happy Days, Henry
Okay.
Winkler,
Yeah.
and
No,
so like
never
that.
You know,
yeah, I
but you
know.
know what it is.
Happy Days?
Yeah.
Oh, I know the song. Sunday, Monday, Happy. Yeah,
Oh,
that one.
okay.
Yeah.
But you don't know the show.
But it also comes the phrase "jump the shark." Have you ever heard that?
right.
Like they jump the shark.
Fonzie.
No, I've never. No.
Like if a show jumps the shark, have you ever heard that? It's like If like, how can you explain it? It's like when a show gets weird or like
Goes
crazy.
too far.
Goes too far.
too
Or
far.
like they've run out of shit to talk about.
Like
okay.
Fonzie in Happy Days, the show that you've never seen.
Yeah.
Literally like jumps over a shark.
With a jet ski.
Yeah.
Or a boat?
Or no, what do you do when you're on the back of the boat and you on a little board?
Oh, skis. Water skis.
Water skis. Yeah, probably.
Water
Or the
skiing.
board or something.
Yeah.
Wakeboard?
Wow, we're fucking this up.
Seriously,
Anyways,
I don't remember.
here's
Something.
I'm going to make this clip on YouTube, the definition of jumping the shark, and
Okay,
it's like
good.
fucking terrible. Anyway, so he does that at some point, and so that's Fonzie, and he's on the new show with Bill Hader.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
brilliant.
I'm a big fan of Bill Hader, so I should probably
You should
check
check it out,
should
man. It's
really
good.
watch it,
It's
yeah.
real good.
Yeah,
That's a
But that's
good
like
pick.
one of my favorite things. Like I don't know, like more broader scale. Like that's if we're talking favorite things. Video games and comedy is my whole life, man. That's all I care
Yeah,
about.
dude. What's the game you're playing right now?
Destiny 2, playing a lot of Destiny 2. It's
People-
good again, man.
Is it good again?
Yeah, that was the thing. Is like it really sucked for the first year. I should say it really sucked. It was just not what I wanted after playing Destiny.
It was
1.
expectations, right?
Yeah, it was really disappointing overall. The changes they made, I was not happy with. And then now this new DLC's come out. And what they did, and one of the reasons I love streaming so much, is they actually reached out to their top content creators. They flew them all out here because their headquarters is in Bellevue. And they asked them, like, why is our game tanking? Like, what could we do to fix it?
Oh, that's
and
good.
this is the first DLC that had that influence. And it's amazing.
That's
It's
good.
it's amazing.
People are talking
Yeah,
about it.
it's
crazy.
so good.
Crazy idea. Just listen to the people who are playing your game.
Right,
right.
And then give them what they
Turns
want.
out it's not as easy as it seems. Like a lot of companies have a lot of considerations, but like if they want to be successful, like
Yeah.
all you have to do is listen to the people who are paying for your content.
Totally.
Like
Yeah.
that's it's as simple as that. And
Yeah.
I know like obviously it's a business, like and you have to think about things, but I think ultimately like listening to your fans is paramount.
Huge.
Yeah.
Also, they like I can't wait for Red Dead 2, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, my goodness
and you guys hearing
gracious.
all the news articles coming out now? The horse balls
horse testicles?
shrink when it's
Yeah,
cold outside, and
Wait.
every NPC's like.
Rewind.
Yeah, I know. The level of detail in this game.
I didn't get that story.
Yeah, well, you're missing out. You're not going to the right website.
Yeah, the
MSN.com.
Is it horseballs.com?
Yeah, it might be. It might
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Horseballs.com.
Horseballs.org, I believe.
.net.
It's an organization for sure.
.balls?
.gov.
There's probably .balls now.
No, there probably is.
Yeah, because there's not everything.
Yeah.
But
Beep.pro.
yes,
That's right.
You know what's funny is I was just talking about how this game Red Dead. Wow, I just
Red
said it
Dead.
weird.
This game, Red Dead.
Red Dead. That was a sidecar talking, which I might have had two of.
Nice.
I think that it's funny because those old school mechanics have been around since the late 90s, early 2000s of AI like remembering shit. Like, oh, I shot a dog, and now when I go back to the town remembers that I shot that dog.
Yeah.
It's just that it hasn't been implemented, I think, in the AAA space as much.
Not as much. There's been a little bit, but this new one they're touting is
They're
like
really
any
doing
NPC you can interact with, and they all have their own storylines that like progress as
Which
yours.
they
so if you-
should.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. Does that mean people are getting divorced or like there's
Maybe.
like weird stories that are going to be happening that you can catch like the end of? I'm excited for it, man.
Well,
Yeah.
Westworld, right? We all like
I know.
Westworld, and so it feels like jumping into that. I am
a little
freaking
bit,
excited.
A little bit. I know Jeff Keighley tweeted, and he was like talking about the first 90 minutes, and he was like, it was the first time he had walked into a review session, and the guys asked him, "What do you want to do?" Which is very Westworld. Like if you sit down with this game, and you're just like, "What do you want to do?"
Yeah.
I want to rob a bank.
Yep.
Here you go.
Here you go.
Like,
Do
that's
it.
so cool, man.
Super
Can't
excited.
wait.
You've seen that show Westworld, right?
I have not.
You haven't. I didn't think you did.
I don't.
I'm not.
For those who don't,
I'm going to be an asshole,
no,
but
I
I'm
don't
just,
watch TV.
He
Hot
doesn't
takes.
watch stuff. Yeah, I know this.
I watch
about him,
YouTube.
so.
Hot take, you're not missing much. Not a fan.
Wow.
Send your
You're
hate
off the show now. Jerry!
I just don't.
Jerry, get off the break.
No, Jerry, I'm sorry. So you can sit down, have a
All
bagel.
right.
But I don't. It's
Stay
fine.
there, though. We might need you later.
I don't know, man.
Gosh,
It's fine.
damn it.
It's fine.
I don't want to go down that road because
Yeah.
that's only going to be me just
Yelling at me.
yelling at you.
Yeah. Season 2 got better.
Wow.
I like season 2 more.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, I mean, I
Very
think
excited about that.
I think one of the things about Red Dead and a lot of people who've come out of those like sessions, hands-on sessions, is like things are not as like obviously like a mission. Like you'll go and see somebody in a field doing something, and like it's
Right.
not obvious that it's a thing that you should care about, but you should like. It'll
Yeah.
still put into motion other things in the game, and so I think that's always really cool. And I think if there's any like publisher or developer that can do it, it's Rockstar.
Oh, yeah.
They know their attention to detail is mind blowing.
I mean, you
I
can still
can't
go back
wait.
and play GTA 5 and have these moments.
Yeah.
Like, there's weird moments like that.
Absolutely.
You know? By the way, I have this one GIF somewhere of I found a cat in GTA 5, and it was drunk. It was like running all sideways and stuff.
Like the animal.
Like a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little cat.
Okay.
And he was like
Ethan.
a drunk cat.
Yeah.
It was really weird. But like that's what happens when you set up enough rules. Like weird shit can happen.
Yeah.
Skyrim, right? Why does everybody love Skyrim? They like it because it's a great RPG.
It is.
And shut up whatever you're about to say.
Yeah, watch your mouth.
Yeah, watch your mouth on this podcast about Skyrim. But anyways, I appreciate all opinions, but not against Skyrim.
Not that one.
Yeah.
But the reason why is because of those systems, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember a time in Skyrim where very similar to a Red Dead moment. There's these couple that owned the stables for the horses, okay?
Yeah.
And some wolves came out of nowhere because they had an AI program that said, attack whatever's nearby. They just got a little too far away from their area, and they got towards the stables.
Yeah.
So the couple was out, and the wolves said, well, those are people. Let's attack them. So I ran over at the tail end to try to save the
couple.
Yeah, but they got killed
Oh, they got owned.
by the
Nice.
wolves, right?
Ooh.
So then I was like, I guess I own the stable now?
Yeah.
It's
So I
my
like
house now,
picked
thank
their
you.
corps and got the keys to open up the stable.
your
and
house.
It's my house.
It's yours.
It's our house.
I love games
That's
like that.
beautiful.
You're
Love it.
recycling too.
So
which
then
is
if you
considerate.
love games like that, you love Skyrim.
Maybe.
I have a love-hate relationship with
I don't know.
Bethesda. The love part is that they're in Maryland, which is my
Oh
state
my
that I
god, that's
identify
it? Kill me. Whatever,
the
dude.
hate
You're
part-
Jerry,
Their games are so good.
stay right there
Jerry
in case
agrees
we
with
need
me.
you.
The hate part is not hate, but it's just like I feel like, they should do a few more things to move the needle. I feel like
Sure,
their
but
games,
You know
he
what?
said
I'm
himself. The head of Todd said it himself
Todd
that he
Howard,
was like,
yeah.
"Thank you."
Yeah, yeah.
He was like, why do they keep? They were like, "Why do you keep making
'Cause they keep
Skyrim?"
buying them.
Because you keep buying them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And admittedly, I just picked Skyrim up for the Switch because I was going to Germany for
Oh,
Gamescom,
yeah.
and I played 10 hours straight.
Wow.
I loved it.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
loved it, and I don't care that I spent another
It's fine.
$60 on that goddamn game.
I've never played a game twice. Even the game that I've loved the most, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which has huge replayability.
Unbelievable.
I've
Yeah.
never played it twice. I'm holding out for a
Jesus.
remake. I'm hoping that happens.
That would be sick.
It would be amazing. But,
Yeah, it really would.
I've never done it because
I think you're going to say Destiny. I mean, Halo 5. Because that's all you play.
I love Halo 5 multiplayer. It's great.
Yeah. Okay,
I
so
love that you keep saying that. You never say Halo 5 as a whole. You just say Halo 5 multiplayer. The story was also good.
have you not played... Wait, have you not played the campaign for it?
I finished the campaign. I finished
Okay,
it.
okay.
I thought it was. I've never been really into the
You're
Halo
not the
lore.
single-player person either, are you?
I used to
No.
be. The problem is that slowly but surely, the reason I don't watch movies, which I used to, is my attention span is zero.
that's
so the
right.
idea that I would sit through an entire story of something that I didn't really care too much about, it's
Right.
like very little. But I did play through the Halo 5
Yeah.
single
You
player.
do like Life is Strange.
Life is Strange is great.
That's right.
I must identify being a teenage girl somehow. I don't know.
That's what it is.
But no,
Sure.
it's. I think it's just a good story, more digestible, and
Hold on, can we stop for a minute
a great
and
story.
realize that both of Ethan and I, when you said you identify as a teenage girl, we just said sure, and then
Yeah,
no one made
no.
a face
well,
about it.
I didn't. I
think it's very
don't
interesting.
identify as a teenage girl, but there's something about that story. It's just
We were
written
just
so
good.
well.
Matter of fact,
No,
we're like,
no,
yeah, of course.
No, that makes complete sense.
Let me be clear. I don't identify as a teenage girl, but one of the things I think the story is well written and it follows through. And I think
It's
I don't
good.
know. I like episodic content too in the video
Rip,
game
Oh.
world.
Rip Telltale Games.
Can we? Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just gonna
oh.
say that.
Yeah.
You know
sorry.
what? It's heartbreaking. I was fortunate enough, and I was so lucky to interview the voice actress for Clem and one of the creative director. I think he was a creative director. I can't remember off the top of my head now. At E3 this year,
Okay.
on the stage, we had a Mixer had its own stage. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And that was one of my favorite segments because I was like, I love your games, and I loved season 1 of The Walking Dead, and Clementine was so incredible, and just real
It's
rough,
tough.
man.
It's
But I
a
gotta
tricky
say,
world.
It's
yeah.
been cool to see the outreach from Twitter. Like,
community, yeah.
like so many big companies were like, hey, we're going to be, hit us up, apply. Like,
Yep,
we have
mhm.
jobs. There's like 250, 250 people, right?
Because-
around there, yeah.
Because it is a community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a beautiful thing about this is kind of interesting topic of discussion. Then we'll
Yeah.
go to what Malik likes in a minute. Is that I was in the tech world for a long time in SF.
Yeah.
So 2009 till 2014, like it was video games and tech. So I was friends with the people who started Airbnb and tech companies, and it was really about like, what's the new thing? Let's build it, right? And if that happens to be a web show, and we did like Ustream for the first time ever, like we're like, let's stream things.
Yeah.
We don't know what this is, and so it was all new experiences. But that community was very tight, and if one company went under, which they did a lot, they were like, let's come over here now.
Yeah.
And everybody opened their doors up and said, like, so video game community feels the same way to me.
In a lot of
Yeah.
ways, it does. It's
Because-
smaller than people think.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely. And
yeah.
like, obviously like the people they draw lines in the sand where they say like, I'm an Xbox fanboy or I'm a PlayStation fanboy. But honestly, at the end of the day, the people who are making the games, they're making it because they love creating content, right?
Mhm.
And so I think the other studios who are reaching out to people who unfortunately were hit by the Telltale layoffs, they just want to bring on talented people who are passionate about making games. And I love that they're hopefully being an example of how the community should react as far as, the differences between them. Yeah.
Support fellow content creators.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter what facet that is.
Absolutely.
And
totally.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right, Malik, what are you into?
Well, see, I didn't know this was going to be a topic. For
I
those
told
watching
you before the show.
You did.
I said, what are you into?
So,
have something.
Here's Malik in
Jerry,
a nutshell.
get ready.
Here's Malik in a nutshell. I sleep a lot.
Yes.
I eat a lot.
Okay.
And then I play video games, but maybe 3 different video games.
Right.
And that's the extent of the enjoyment of life that I have.
So you need to broaden your horizons.
Yeah. So I would say the things that I'm enjoying right now, I'm enjoying some PUBG. I remember a year ago that wasn't out on Xbox, and that's something I'm enjoying. We actually played a ton of the Blackout beta. The new BR mode that's coming out.
It's got the physics, right? It's got the physics in it.
Yeah, it was for the PC version, but it's honestly the most excited I've been for a Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare 2. What the hell,
It's insane. The last Call of Duty that I bought was Modern Warfare 2, and I just was on a Call of Duty hate train. I wasn't a fan of the shooting and the quick time to kill.
Yeah.
But they sort of fixed that they had to for the Battle Royale. And we played a ton of it a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun.
Do you think people are still on the Battle Royale kick?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's still going. Because, is it because of Fortnite? Do you think it's because Fortnite keeps it going?
I think so. So obviously, so H1Z1 and Minecraft were the first big ones, and really from there that started it. But I think PUBG was the first huge player base where it was an insane player base was playing these kind of games, and that's where it really took off on streaming platforms like us and Twitch. And I think what Fortnite did was their game was already out. They had this incredible game engine because Fortnite it took 8 years to come out from when they announced it or something like that originally. And they completely iterated, right? Because it was all about zombies. And then all of a sudden they're like, we have a BR mode coming out next week. And what they did is they made it free and kid-friendly, accessible to everyone.
The kid part is
easy
huge.
to pick up. It's free again. And so the world paid attention. And then, believe it or not.
And they brought it to console, which was something that up until that point, BR wasn't even on console. So for the number of people who are playing PUBG or seeing PUBG success and I have an Xbox or I have a PlayStation, I want to play that. I couldn't do that unless I had a PC that was able to run PUBG.
Right.
And so being first to console, Fortnite really captured a market, and then everybody could play, and it was free.
And
mobile.
And now mobile.
Now mobile, but it was free and good. There's so many free games out there that are just hot garbage.
Or that they rely too much on monetization. And they don't really kind of get into just the gameplay part of it.
Exactly, and it was just purely cosmetic. That's that's where money comes into, and it's still making millions a month,
hundreds of millions per month, which is insane
on cosmetics alone.
So as people know on the podcast, I don't like the shooty shoots.
You don't.
We've talked about that even on Tips and Tricks, bro. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of shooty
shooter games.
Yeah, I mean multiplayer shooting. Oh, I shot him. Okay, next scene. Oh, he's dead. I'm dead.
Yeah.
I don't care, and that's fine. I applaud everybody who likes it. To each their own. Like we were talking about earlier, some people like having Bud Light and different beers that don't do anything.
Whatever. Hey, come on, man. Come on, watch it.
But they're also
There's
nice.
A time and a place.
There's a time and a place
for
when you're in
beer.
a swimming pool.
In your backyard.
Austin, Texas. And you might be drinking a Rainier, and it's perfect.
You know what? My buddy, speaking of which, my buddy in Austin actually was so hot one summer that he took those, the big metal troughs for, horses to drink out of or, animals, the big, they're ovals, right? And he just stuck, it's right in his backyard. He just fills that with water in the summer and sits in it, lays in it, drinks a beer.
You got to do it. You got to do what you got to do.
It's awesome. It's amazing.
So shooty shoots are for people, just like Bud Light and other beers.
And I'm a shooter fan
They're not
myself.
for me. Yeah. But here's the thing. I do like shooty shoots when it comes to single-player campaign stuff. And I also, the closest I ever got to shooty shoots was probably Division. Because the Division was multiplayer, but it had RPG elements.
Yeah.
And it also had what I was telling some other person earlier tonight, that I don't know where I was. I black out sometimes. It's a thing. We were talking about how it felt like New York City because I'm from New York.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I was like, and New York.
That's what gravitated me towards the game. It was the best recreation of New York.
Like one-to-one.
Garbage on the street to the way the Christmas lights reflected off the snow.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything so close to what New York.
It was crazy too, and actually for me, it came out it came out right after I had done an internship in New York City, specifically in the garment district of New York City, where the original Macy's is,
Which
and all
starts
that,
closer down there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the first area. That is
Yeah.
the opening area that when you're a low level, that's where you play. And that mace is there. It's a different name, but that's like there's a boss fight in it and stuff. And so same thing. I was just like totally blown away by how accurate it was.
Yeah.
The New Yorker
so
hotel, like everything.
Oh, totally. And that's what will get me into a shooty shoot.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like I was like
Immersion.
the immersion part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if it's just a rinse and repeat, then I just it doesn't keep my attention. But.
Sure.
Yeah, for me, the battle royales are so interesting. Is one because they're entertaining to watch. I mean, think Hunger Games, but like that's why I think streamers or viewers love to watch it. But like playing it, the intensity, the adrenaline, it's
You're right.
so
And,
different.
by the way, PUBG is one of the only shoot battle royale style that I got into.
Yeah.
Early on,
And don't
because
you
I was
feel
like,
it?
I felt it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I think the other thing is, it's almost similar to the Skyrim thing where you didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I love that element. Like the thing that I don't like, and I think that a ton of people don't like, especially people who are maybe not as the best at shooting, is to go into a match and you're dead. Like, that's not fun for anybody.
Right.
That's like if we played a game right now and I was like great at poker and you guys weren't, and I was like, oh, I won again.
Yeah.
You're like, well, we're never going to play with Carlos again.
Right, exactly.
So that's how I felt a lot of times with the shooting games. And so this one I was like, well, I got a frying pan. I might be able to win. You know, like, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
And then also, there's a game that came out. I'm going to fucking forget the name of it. Rapture.
Oh, everyone's
gone to Rapture?
No, Rapture Rejects.
Oh.
I think it's called Rapture Rejects. I'll look it up.
Interesting.
And it's a 2D battle royale game.
Yes, where it's like
With
100, like you fight one person at a time?
No.
Oh.
I think it's called Rapture Rejects. I did the alpha of it, and
I think I know what you're talking
it's
about.
like the little characters from Sinai,
Sign and Happiness.
Sign of Happiness, Rapture Rejects.
Yes.
Everybody go check it out. It's launched now, I think, officially out. It's a 2D battle royale, and I feel much more comfortable.
Yeah.
Because I'm not having to look all
And
around.
it's a web browser game too, right? You have to download it.
You
It
have
might
to
be free
download
on
it. You have
Steam.
to download
It might be on Steam.
Yeah,
right?
it might be on Steam now.
But it's free.
I love how I did my research on it.
Yeah.
No research. We
is
don't
it
do
free?
research on the show. It's definitely not free. It was for me because I had some
Getting all the
code.
facts wrong on this game.
The point is this. Here's a fun story from it real quick. So I, just learning the game. We were all in the alpha. It was really fun. I love when, by the way, developers do those alphas, do a Discord server. Like,
It's a
let
blast.
people in. It's a blast.
Yeah.
So I'm in there with people on the Discord going like, I'm excited. Are you? Yeah, we're excited, And then we get in and we're like, it's broken. We got to wait for a while. And we come back in. So we go in and I'm playing it. And some guy has this crazy weapon, huge gun. Again, 2D, kind of 3/4 view.
Yeah.
He's running at me. He's shooting all around. I'm doing pretty good dodging because I'm not having to look around. It's this 2D game.
Right.
So I dodge him enough. He runs out of ammo. I got a knife. They don't need no ammo.
Right.
I start running at him. He runs away. I'm like literally running at him like stabbing motions. And I'm like, this is the best I've ever had in a battle royale game. Because again, that randomness of like, you don't know what's going to happen.
Moment. Yeah, that's the beauty
And
of
anyone can play.
It's great.
So-
Low barrier of accessibility is key. Again, why Fortnite's found success is because like to understand the grasp of the basic game, you do not have to be a rocket scientist.
No, but if you're a kid and have played it all the time, you can build towers in seconds.
Yeah, you can get really good. That's a bit easy to access for
Right.
everyone. High level of
Easy
skill.
to learn, hard to master.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
like good games.
Exactly.
When I
Which is
played that
why-
game, like maybe the second time and then last time ever, I got killed immediately.
Yeah.
And then someone built a tower on my corpse.
Oh,
like,
gotta love it.
Immediately.
Gotta
I'm
love
like,
it. Well, they
oh.
built you a tomb.
Feels bad.
I guess it
consider
was.
it. Like
Oh, there you
not
go.
everyone
That's
gets
true.
pyramids,
Very positive.
Carlos.
That's true.
Not everyone gets pyramids.
That's very
It's
positive.
like, listen, this guy was so bad, I thought I'd make a shrine.
An
to him.
homage.
Another game
to
that you two kind of from the show you two kind of like was Divinity: Original Sins 2.
Oh,
I
you
love
two
that
game.
game, dude.
You
Big
two love that. You mentioned it on the
Obsessed.
show.
Did we
you
both
mentioned
talk
it on
about
the
it? That's
show.
how we both just went,
Oh no, we did. I don't know. It came up. It was nominated for a couple awards at the Game Awards, but I thought it should have won Game of the Year last year.
By the way, I just looked at it in the
love this.
recording and we just blew out the speakers
Oh,
when we
whoops.
did that.
What?
It's okay.
We're
Sorry about
excited.
that. Ears.
Divinity: Original
Yeah.
Sin 2 should have won Game of the Year. The year it came out on PC, and it's still, in my opinion, one of the greatest RPGs ever made.
It
The
really
second
is,
one.
and
Wow.
it's seriously like we were talking about earlier, where you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
The what's his name? Jeff Kanata and I always talk about Ultima 7, which is one of the finest games ever made, and it was a beautiful mix of AI and weird shit that could happen.
Yeah.
and that game felt like that.
Exactly.
It
Well,
felt like
and
that.
in Skyrim, it's like you can't kill everybody if they're key to a major quest. Side quest you can, but like major quest, it's like you knock them unconscious, right?
Right.
All the time. And Divinity: Original Sin, you
kill
can
anybody.
kill
Fuck it all up.
anybody, and it'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, and it would be like in the easy mode, it'd be like, warning, you have killed someone that's key
Yeah.
to a main
Wow.
quest line. Do you continue? And I was like, fuck yeah,
Fuck yeah.
screw them.
Yeah.
But the beauty of that game is you have to live with every consequence, and it's co-op.
Yeah.
So like I played with the weekend
It
came
can be.
out.
You can play a single player.
You
as
play
well.
single player, and you can control the party yourself, or you can play co-op. So the four of us a couple of my coworkers, the weekend it came out, we played together in a co-op setting, and everyone can make their own decisions. And there's even cutscenes. So after a cutscene, everyone can role play in their settings and pick dialogue to advance the storyline individually.
Oh, nice.
So you can play your character like a D&D.
Like D&D?
It was amazing.
We all we want to do is really just play D&D in a video game. Like we want that. It's that creative control. Yeah, the creative moment. By the way, I just talked to a bunch of my friends, and they're like, I feel like more and more friends of mine are like, oh yeah, I can't do that on Sunday because I have a D&D campaign.
Wow.
Ooh.
They're like, it's becoming like coming back.
It's good, man. I don't know that it's
called creativity.
Well, so because it left like 3.5. I'm a big D&D fan too.
Whoa.
We talk about that all the time. 3.5 was
D&D
like
alert.
the peak of D&D for a lot of people, and then 4.0 was not. People were not a fan, and now
I
there's
remember
D&D Next, which is 5.0, and it's good
called
again.
Next?
I think that was like what they called it. And it's good again. It's real good.
I should try this.
I know. I learned about Next. I didn't know it was called that.
I love playing D&D, and I always liked DMing, and then my wife got into it, and she's way better at DMing than I am, so now I just play.
Oh, okay.
I know
really
what DMing
creative.
means. It means Dungeon Master.
Good job.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Jerry's applauding.
yeah.
Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate that.
Let's move on. We're already almost out of time because that's how fast these go.
Yep. God.
One real quick. I'm playing Dragon Quest 11.
Okay.
It's old school Dragon Quest. We've talked about it on the show before, but the short version is, it's not great. It's good, but it's more of Dragon Quest. And if you love Dragon Quest, it's a perfect thing to be like. It's a relaxing thing before bed. You go up a couple levels. You meet the new mayor in the town, and it's great.
How long is it?
Well, that's the thing. It's, one of those big 70, 80-hour games.
Oh, it is? Okay.
And I'm in like 35 hours, and I heard that at hour 40, it changes a bit.
Oh.
And there's a twist. And people are like, fuck that. I'll never wait that
40
long.
hours is a long time to wait for that.
Here's the thing. What do you do when you go home and chill? You're relaxing, watch a series, watch HBO, whatever. It's the same kind of thing to me. It feels like this relaxing thing I do later. And I might be an hour or two in that. And if I'm doing that for a month or, a few weeks, then I'm getting into that area. So I'm at the 35 because of that, It's a chill thing. So I think that people don't go looking for like an amazing, new, groundbreaking game. Mm-hmm. It's just a really good, chill, old school RPG.
Nice.
So I like it for that. And then my friend Steve Heskey, friend of the show and also been on the show, just reminded me that the new Tomb Raider's out.
Yeah.
Have you guys played it?
Yeah,
Tomb Raider.
My wife has been sick. I haven't. My wife has been sick all weekend. We were talking about this earlier, and she has played exclusively that because she's couch locked, right?
Yeah.
So she played 12 hours yesterday, like straight, and so I watched some of it, and it's great.
She's a badass now, right? Like she's like officially
much darker,
and like
it's still an origin. It's the end of her origin story.
Right,
so she's still supposed to be origin Laura, like seeing to how she's become the Tomb Raider that she is, that we know and love.
Right. The first game
dark,
was
man. It's heavy.
The first game was like she's kind of like not cut out for this,
right? And
like hurting and screaming a lot, getting a shrapnel in her leg,
right.
And then the second game she's a little stronger, and now she's like strongest.
And now she's like strongest, but she's also like. She's like dark. Like she doesn't care as much about people. It's gotten really, a lot of people die in this one, and she doesn't care so much. But she's got like her friend that's the voice of reason that's been in all the games. I can never remember his damn name. The big dude. Guy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
I think it's
so they're
name.
dynamic.
It's his technical name.
They're exactly.
Big dude, yeah.
He's like Hurley from Lost.
Oh, we can talk about Lost, can we? No.
If you want. But anyway, so like he's the voice of reason, and it's kind of cool to see. But yeah, it's really good.
I hear that it's almost like because here's the other thing that I like about games. Which is another tangent, and that's why I like a lot of independent games, is this storytelling mode, but also this kind of, not just storytelling, but asking questions, right? Like let's have the developers ask the player a question through the game.
Yeah.
So this one would be the new Tomb Raider, what I hear, is like, okay, so now Laura's a badass, but she's just killing kind of all the time. What do you think about that, player?
Yeah.
Like, are you okay with that? What are the thoughts about revenge and whatever?
Yeah. Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Yeah. And those are like, again, what I consider video games. I hate the word video games. They're art.
Yeah.
And they've been it for a long time. And so that's what good art does anyhow.
Yeah.
Like good book, good movie.
Makes you think. It always makes you think. Yeah. Makes you.
There are people who actually discount video games as art, which I find real. I don't
bullshit.
get.
That's bullshit.
It is bullshit because
I
like, especially games that allow you to make your own decisions. But even like the games that don't, I think it's just a beautiful form of, and it's not passive. Like you're controlling the character, so you feel a better connection. Yeah, I don't get why people feel that way.
I don't know. I mean, granted, there are games that are just mindless, nothing. But
there are movies that are mindless.
Yeah, so, like, exactly. I've watched all the Fast and the Furious movies a lot, and I love doing it. and they're not great movies.
Yeah,
but they're a lot of fun.
They're almost similar to what I was just saying with Dragon Quest. Like, not the same, but it's like this relaxing kind of thing.
Exactly, exactly. Oh, relaxing. I don't know. Anytime The Rock is wearing a tank top, I'm not relaxed,
Whoa.
Carlos.
I'm learning a lot about Ethan from that
intense.
statement.
Just
Yeah.
the man
so
is...
teenage girl loves Rock without a shirt.
No,
These are my
tank top
takeaways.
on. Tank top.
Oh.
Tank top. Yeah.
Right, tank top.
But one of the things I did notice,
there.
I don't know why we're
It's
talking about
barely
this,
there.
but like there's a fight scene in like the 5th or 6th one where The Rock fights Vin Diesel, and Vin Diesel's like the jacked one in all the Fast and the Furious movies, obviously. But when they fight, The Rock makes him look like a children's toy. It's like amazing.
He's a weird size.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
What's that game with? Oh, not game, but the movie. See, it's interchangeable.
Yep.
Boiler Room. Vin Diesel.
I've not seen
Everybody
the movie.
check out Boiler Room. It's
Boiler
a great
Room.
film about.
A boiler room.
No, like it's Wall Street.
Nice.
It's like a movie about. It's about a movie about Boiler
Yeah.
Room. And Freddy Krueger's in it. He comes out and he's like, "I've been burned alive." That's the history
that's
of Freddy Krueger.
exactly. Yeah.
Um,
He worked on the Titanic. There's a boiler room on the Titanic.
I can't sing that song.
Yeah, I didn't know. What
Let's
that was.
move on. I don't know what I was going to say.
Sure.
Oh, I was going to say this. A series that's not so passive is a new show I'm watching on Netflix called Maniac. Have you guys heard of this?
I
haven't seen it
booted
yet.
up Netflix last night and I saw the Maniac, the little poster thing or whatever. The
Yeah.
Did it just come out?
The trailer.
Yes.
Well, I haven't seen it. I haven't heard of
Cary
it.
Fukunawa. He's a writer, director, producer. He worked on True Detective.
Season 1? Season 1 or season 2?
Season 1 and 2, I believe both.
Season 1 was great.
Yeah, but he worked on season 1.
I'm just kidding.
And then also he worked on the new It, which I liked.
Which I loved.
like
It's
it.
like Stand By Me with a little extra horror.
Yeah, and like it was like almost Stranger Things-esque.
Yeah, very
right?
much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So it's almost like just a really cool person.
Yeah.
So he's working on this. It seems like it's uncompromised. It's like his
Cool.
vision of this weird series, and it's in episodes. And it's Jonah Hill and Emma Stone and Cary
Whoa.
Fukunawa, and I'm just so in.
But what's
I saw
the premise?
I saw the
Like,
episode one.
what's the
I don't want to give too much away because it's kind of the.
what in the episode 1 pilot on Netflix? What's that paragraph say?
I don't remember the paragraph, but I'll tell you my paragraph. It's like 12 Monkeys, where Jonah Hill is confused about what reality is, and he goes to a center to learn about this testing thing.
Okay.
And Emma Stone is there, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, great.
Okay, interesting.
So it's a show about Scientology?
No, but I want to say one other thing, but it might spoil it because I
Damn
do
it.
know about it.
All right,
Let's just
well,
say
don't.
it makes you question reality.
Ooh, I don't know.
I was gonna play it. I was gonna watch it last night.
You're going to
but-
play it. See, it's the same
You know what I
thing.
mean?
Speaking of
Press
which, questioning reality, see CBS is bringing back the Twilight Zone. And
Yeah,
Peele is the
Jordan
host.
Peele.
Jordan Peele
Wow.
is the host.
Bitches.
Yeah,
Good for him.
Oh, is he? He's also a writer on it.
I believe so.
I think so.
As he
'cause-
deserves.
Yeah, you'd hope so. He's
Get
also got
Out.
a new show that he's doing with J.J. Abrams for HBO,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
that looks really good too. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I wonder how much he's involved in the Twilight Zone because I'm so excited about
Yeah,
that.
me too,
That's
man.
my
It should be good.
jizzing.
Well, me too. Oh God, but I totally agree.
What?
Jizzam? I don't know.
Oh, I think I've said that a lot, and now that I don't want to say it anymore.
Yeah,
I
you-
mean,
I
it's-
wouldn't.
It's.
I meant like because you do the IZ for things,
You gotta leave the abbreviation to Ethan.
but you
I
can't.
feel like.
I'm gonna.
Jish. It's
The
my.
jish. It's my jish.
It's my.
That sounds
nah,
bad
that's
too.
Pretty, yeah, that's pretty
How
gross.
about J? Which get a rate from?
It's my J, baby.
It's my J. This is my J.
It's my J.
I like it. I like it.
That
Do you?
does stop it.
Do you?
Yeah, you just like abbreviate.
Well, how do you like what are your thoughts on someone calling someone else by the first letter of their name? Like, how are you doing today, M?
No.
I don't
Not
think
a fan?
M works.
No.
Not a fan.
M doesn't work.
Come on,
That's
specifically.
almost
C.
disrespectful.
Is
No,
it?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think it shows like a
No.
closeness.
Yeah, it's like endearing.
Come on, C. You don't
I
agree
don't
with
like
me?
it.
Some letters
Hey,
work.
you
some
can
don't.
call me Los because Snoop Dogg calls me
Oh,
Los.
Los. Oh, that's right. I remember.
He gave me a moniker. Did you know that story?
No,
The short version is I met Snoop and I interviewed him, and he was cool as fuck.
I believe that.
Because he is.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, your new nickname is Los with a dollar sign.
Oh.
I was like, fuck yeah, Snoop. And then he goes, but then, and again, I've said this, I think, one time, and I hope he doesn't watch it. He might. But he goes, no, you know what? Fuck that shit. Your name is LO double dollar sign, LOSS, LO double dollar sign.
Lost?
Because you got to get that money. And I go, but I was like, but Snoop, that's lost. Which means I'm lost, you know? But
yeah.
I didn't say that. I said, I was like, thanks, Snoop. That's my new name.
Yeah, of course. Snoop Dogg. You don't just like
And
question.
I turned into like a weird
Yeah. Hey, like an elf. almost.
Carlton.
Hey. Yeah.
And I did the 80s dance, which
Not
Malik and I
unusual
did.
We did that.
That's
on
not
with
the
MK.
same-
Yeah.
Hold on. It's not unusual the song that you Carlton to?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
the
know.
song
That
from the
is-
show, isn't it?
No.
I don't. No way.
No.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
No, that's just your weird head.
No, I swear that's the song he
Is
did.
it? He does it a lot though.
But I swear it's that song.
I just put my hand.
We'll
on the
go
back
to the
of it.
internet.
Okay.
You guys are real close. Here's one more thing on Netflix you got to check out. Dragon Prince.
Yeah, the new the Last Airbender guys, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a producer or director on it or whatever.
Yeah.
It's actually really damn good. Like,
I've
it's
heard.
funny and, like, serious.
Kind of get past the animation style. I don't know. Some
It's
people
a
don't
different
like it.
style. You're right. It's a little different style. But
yeah, I hear that. I hear
the
that if you can get past
feeling
that,
is really great. Like, it feels like they do jokes all of a sudden, and then it's, like, also this fantasy-esque, story.
Cool.
So, Dragon Prince, check it out. A
And
couple
the
more
last-
things.
I
What?
think the Last Airbender is going to get a live-action Netflix adaptation, which is we'll see how that goes.
I
You know how
know.
that happened last time.
No.
But hey,
I love when people like aren't sure about something. They do almost like a 1940s voice, like
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, mister.
Oh,
Hey,
buddy.
yeah. Oh, it's either that or it's the 40s. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Ah.
is the. Wow.
Did you get the news?
Mm.
Yeah.
Big
so I don't
fan
know.
of that, by the way. I love that style.
What?
Hey, mister. You gotta make it in this town, kid.
Why did they
Why?
talk like that in back in the day?
I don't know if they did.
Oh, I think I researched this. They never did.
It's
Yeah.
just the way that it records.
No, it
or-
was in the movies. So it was like a affectation.
Is that
I
the
wanna
word?
feel like I'm
Ooh.
smart.
I never
That
went to
is
school
a
for English,
huge
Carlos,
word.
so
Huge
Dude,
word.
just got YouTube clip. I just said affectation. I think I used it correctly.
nice.
Beautiful word.
It was
First and last
used. Oh, it was used to like kind of punch up the movies
Oh, okay.
because they didn't have special effects and shit like
Sure.
that. It was like, whoa, you're seeing the pictures. Going to see the pictures.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think everyday people in
So
the
people are
40s.
like, whoa, they're talking fun.
Yeah, they're
I
talking
want to
like-
see that.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
God,
so.
what a depressing
People were
time
so
to be alive.
stupid back then.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow, you guys took that in a dark way. I was like, isn't that interesting? You're like, man, those people are stupid and
I'm sure they're
dumb.
having a great time in the Great Depression.
Oh,
This guy, huh?
this got dark.
Sorry.
I have a question for you guys. Did
Never
you guys see the
forget 2009.
trailer for Captain Marvel?
Yes.
Who?
Fan
Captain-
of Captain Marvel?
Captain
didn't we talk
Marvel,
about
Brie
that on the
Larson.
show?
We talked about it on an episode.
I didn't watch the trailer.
You haven't watched the trailer?
No. Oh,
Jerry, have you not watched the trailer?
Just say yes.
Jerry's
For
already.
Jerry's sake,
He's
I did.
punching.
Yeah, okay,
he's
Jerry's.
giving us one of
he's getting
these.
ready.
It's good.
I'm excited. I think
I love Brie Larson.
I do too. Well, I haven't seen many movies with her in it. I'm confused on what she's been in.
She was in
Room?
SNL once.
She won an
I
Oscar
watched
for Room. And
I never saw it.
Okay, well, we're seeing. It's very sad. It's one of those. It's like it's good, important movie to see, but then never watch it again. It's like Requiem
Right.
for a Dream. I can't ever watch that again.
You would never watch it again. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
even Apocalypse Now. I don't think I could ever watch again.
What else was she? I mean, I could Google
21
it.
Jump Street.
What a reboot of that happened?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good,
fuck.
man.
Mm.
Channing
Oh, it's
Tatum?
good.
And Jonah Hill.
I don't know. I like it. The first one, it's funny. It's funny. It's just like it's shitty comedy, but like in a good way. It's kind of
Okay.
like a
All right.
Superbad or a.
I grew up with the TV show, so
Do you like Superbad?
Yeah, I love Superbad.
It's kind of like
movie.
that.
Okay.
Superbad's better.
I've seen that movie.
Superbad, in my opinion, is
I'm
like
gonna look her up
Animal
now.
House level, but for our generation.
Is it like the cheese? I don't know this, bro.
B-R-I-E.
B-R-I-E?
BRIE.
That's the. I'm not being an asshole to her, but that's the cheese.
That's
isn't
cheese.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it is.
Oh,
No,
she's
but that's how you spell Brie. I don't. How else would you spell Brie?
B-R-E-E?
Oh, that's
I feel
fair.
like that's a person's name.
It's also like
Brie
yeah.
cheese? I've never heard of that cheese.
We're way almost over time. Do you have any other
Why?
thing
Let's keep
before?
going.
No, we can't keep going. Okay, I just want to look up her thing. So Spectacular Now was the movie she was in.
SNL.
The
once.
Room?
She hosted SNL, but that's because
She
of
was
the
in
Room.
Kong.
Oh, okay.
They made a
Yes,
Kong movie.
yes, the yep.
But I feel like this might be
Skull
her
Island,
breakout
yeah.
role. Am I wrong on
No,
that? Like,
Room is her breakout
The Room
role.
is her breakout role.
Ru-
Okay.
No, Room, not The Room. The
Oh,
Room
right.
is that
The Room is the
Tommy Wiseau
yeah,
movie.
Tommy Wiseau.
I did
Yeah.
not.
I did
Oh,
not.
hi,
he
Mark.
gets a reference.
Oh,
Malik got a
Mark.
reference. Yeah.
Jerry, you can
Oh, hi,
leave. He's
Mark.
good.
Yeah.
Jerry,
Very
you're
good.
fine now.
I
yeah.
did that for Jerry.
Oh,
yeah,
hi, Mark.
he was going to
Yeah.
kick you out. Oh, hi, Mark. By the way, side note, real quick, he's got a new movie coming out.
Tommy Wiseau.
Yes, and I have it
God.
written down here somewhere, but I don't know if I'm going to find it.
The Rooms.
Was that supposed to be
sequel.
ironically bad, or like was it? Was it?
He was
intentional?
trying
No,
really
he was trying
hard.
really hard.
Yeah,
Have you not
yeah.
seen
Really?
The Disaster Artist?
You never seen
No.
these?
You should watch it.
with
It's funny.
Jerry,
Franco.
come
Funny.
back.
Yeah, it's funny.
Okay.
Jerry's getting ready.
It's very funny, but it tells a pretty. I don't know how accurate that story is. I'd like to think it's pretty
Best
accurate.
Friends.
Has to be.
He's got a movie coming out called Best Friends.
Ooh.
This is the beautiful thing of a lot of things note file. It's got everything in here.
got all
It's got stuff about you
information.
two.
Is that the
What?
Google?
Yeah.
It's got a
No,
stuff
it's
about
my
us.
Evernote. It's like
Oh.
I got. By the way, shout out to Evernote. I've never done that on the podcast.
I've never used it.
I love you guys
Oh.
and gals.
See if you can
Never
get
used
a
it.
sponsorship.
I think I should.
It's
Hey, we
fun.
might get a sponsorship from this toothbrush
What's it called?
called Quip.
Ooh, I've heard.
I heard it's a cool little automatic.
Stop doing that. Thank you.
Jizzam. You know, the toothbrush it's the best toothbrush.
This toothbrush is the
It's a Jizzam. I'm gonna say that, and they're gonna like it.
Yeah,
they're
they
gonna
are.
like it.
I think they might dig it.
I think it worked well on the internet.
Just go to our website and enter the promo code Jizzam to take $20
a lot of
off.
things. / a lot of things. Best Friends is a new movie Tommy Wiseau is working on, and it's like got like quality like production value. So we're done with that.
Nice.
Okay, we're gonna ask questions and answers, and then I think we're done.
Oh no, okay.
Cool.
I'm scared.
All right, here. Let me get to the questions and answers.
Get paid.
You're scared. Why are you scared?
I'm always scared.
You guys do shows.
Question answer. Yeah, we've never been interviewed. We're the interviewees.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
we're
yeah,
not
that's
interesting
true.
people. Like you
Yeah.
clearly,
That
if you've
is
gotten,
not true.
If you've gotten to this far into the podcast, you'll understand.
Credit
and
to
agree
you.
with us.
Yeah.
Credit to you guys.
Before I get to the questions, let me ask you one quick question about YouTube, because we are bringing this podcast, which, by the way, thank you so much for all the listeners. We just, I think, are close to 25,000 right
Hey,
now.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That is awesome.
Thanks to everybody listening. And then we're just switching over to YouTube, youtube.com/c/a-lot-of-things, and putting videos up like this one. And it's a tricky bitch
Yeah, it is.
to get people to, go from one platform to the next,
Yes.
as you guys know.
Yes.
And then also to get people to watch a new YouTube show in general. So what
it's a big commitment.
It's a big commitment, but it's also discoverability. So
Super
the
hard.
short version of this, there's no water. The short version of the discussion is back in the day when, again, I was doing those shows, 2009, 2010. We were using YouTube, and it had a great homepage that was really about discovery. It was really about you go to your local record store style, where you're like when you went to a record store back in the day,
Yeah,
which
of course.
was a thing.
I do like vinyl records, so
Yeah.
that it
Right.
actually makes sense. But for
Okay.
the normal person, yeah,
They might not
it's
know
lost
it.
on you. Yeah.
You mean you go into even a bookstore today, right? They still exist, and you don't know what you want, but you're like, oh, I didn't know I wanted this. Here's a thing because it's being featured. YouTube was like that. I'm here to tell you, it wasn't just a walled garden like it is now. What they at some point decided to do is create all these algorithms that sometimes work for good and sometimes work for bad.
Right.
But it's like your experience is, when you log in, because we all log in with Google and Gmail, it's going to be different than mine.
Right.
And we're not going to have this kind of wide breadth of stuff. They're going to try to think what you like because they saw what you watched, but they could be totally wrong.
Yeah, recommended for you is always kind of a crapshoot. Sometimes
Because
it's
you
really
might be
good.
looking
It's
something
good
up
for me,
weird
yeah.
too. You know
Well,
what I
the
mean?
more you use it, like you watch a lot of YouTube,
Yeah.
and I don't know how much you do, Carlos.
a ton.
Okay.
Actually,
okay.
yeah.
I do not. I am very light on the
So that's
YouTube.
less information to pull from. for
Right.
you.
Right.
Got it,
So
got it.
mine are pretty. Yeah, it's like 3 things in my recommended for you.
Right.
Got it.
So, but then what do you do for like? So how do you find new stuff? Is my question. Like new shows.
I watch a lot of like Netflix, Hulu. I still watch cable. But I don't pay for cable. I just watch the shows I want to watch, right?
Okay.
But like, yeah, I don't know, HBO, Netflix, Hulu. I just like obviously I work for Mixer and I do so much in the content creation of streaming that I just watch a lot of streams. I watch a lot of people streaming. That's kind of because it's like it helps with work, but it's also I love it. I love the
Yeah.
live aspect of it.
yeah.
Love to see more variety in streaming. You get it here and there. But for the most part, it's just like that's how I consume my entertainment. It's like between streaming and comedy, that's about it.
Well, it kind of goes back to that idea. Is like people have what they like, and then Google and YouTube enforces kind of like, or reinforces what you like.
Yeah.
So you're not getting to fucking a lot of things.
Yeah,
Right. Like it's hard to
'Cause
find.
it's new.
this.
It's different.
Yeah. And so that's our struggle. I found out this one thing that does work for new shows, and I'll put this out there. YouTube has ads. So as you all know, the skip ad thing that you might hate.
Right.
Sometimes every once in a while you're like, well,
Yeah.
you just let it go for a minute,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We just started doing that. Like our show's doing that now.
Nice.
And
have an ad.
I immediately, well, we run ads here and there, right?
Oh, okay, got it.
And
got it, got it.
the first one I did, like people clicked it. Like
Yeah.
and a lot of them liked it. It wasn't like, oh, fuck this shit, They
Yeah.
were like, oh,
Oh,
this
that's
is
pretty
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
good,
I think
man.
that new shows should try that. Not those third-party sites that say we'll buy you views and all that. That's bullshit, right?
Yeah, do some
It's
ads.
hollow.
But
Yeah.
these are real people who go like, I'm not going to skip that. So I think YouTube ads might be the way to go for a new
For
show.
a new show, yeah, it could
Yeah.
be. Yeah, it probably depends on your content too, but that's not a bad point
I
to
have
make
YouTube
at all.
Premium, so I don't see ads.
I
in it.
have that too now. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because it comes with Google Play Music, which is my streaming music.
Oh,
service.
interesting. It comes
So-
with that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a two for
Nice.
1.
Two for.
should-
I like saying two for. That's fun.
yeah.
That's a twofer.
I know.
Here's the deal. The other great thing about YouTube Premium for everybody, you're not getting paid to say this. When you want to listen to stuff like a podcast, I listen to this guy named Alan Watts. He's a great philosopher.
Mm-hmm.
You can shut it down.
Yeah, you can turn your phone
and put it
off.
in your pocket.
And
it's still going.
They launched that for everybody now too. So
is it for everybody?
You don't need YouTube Premium.
Are you
Oh,
sure?
nice.
Yeah, it's just like I think within the last month.
Did I just get
now you no longer need
ripped
it.
off?
Well, is that the
I wouldn't
only
say
reason
the
you
ads
care?
too.
I was gonna say
No, it
that's the
wasn't.
only feature. you
It's
know?
a good feature,
It
though.
is. It is a nice
absolutely.
touch.
I've talked to people on this show who said they listen to stuff on YouTube with that feature.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I listen to streams in audio only. I listen to videos in audio
Yeah,
only.
absolutely.
So I'll just ask this one last question. I know I offered up an answer that's YouTube ads.
Yeah.
I know there's kind of like cross promotion is an idea as well. Like you go on other people's shows and stuff.
Sure.
But like, yeah, is there other ways that you guys think that people can make shows and get seen, or do we need the backing of companies? Like companies help a lot.
It can help. I think the world we live in with social media now is key. I think you can't do much without Twitter or Instagram or whatever if this isn't 10 years, whatever that social media that everyone is on is using, because that's really what connects us, right? That's what people are checking when they're taking a piss at a urinal, or on the like at any moment, at any break in their lives, they might check Twitter or Reddit or Instagram, not a YouTube video. They're not going to YouTube when they have 30 seconds, right? So I think it's really important to have, like, if you're starting up a new show, I think a lot of people find success with Twitter and Instagram. But to your point, you got to get people motivated to leave. Like, why should I click through to Mixer or Twitch or YouTube?
Yeah, because you get so much stuff. It's like noise at this point.
Yeah, because it's
so
just
much
as
of it.
easy to click on it as it is to scroll up.
Yeah.
So why are they going to click on it?
Yeah.
And so you got to think about things like that. But, obviously money helps. Money always helps.
Money helps get it started because, again, like I said this before, but similar with Mixer, similar with GameSpot, when I did my show on there, that had the most views I've ever done in a show ever.
Yeah.
Because we had GameSpot behind us. Like,
of course.
We wrote something we appreciated and we all liked what we created.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But how many other people are doing that?
Right.
Like,
I don't know that
so
Tips and
tough.
Tricks would be as successful without Mixer helping us, right?
I don't. You'd like to think so, right? Like
Yeah.
you'd like to think that people come for you, but yeah, the truth.
They
of the
stay
matter-
for you.
They stay for you, right? The truth of the matter is, like, specifically for YouTube, it is so impossible. Like we were just talking about, the discoverability is so tough on YouTube because there's so much content uploaded that, like, it's impossible for a good amount of audience to find you.
Totally.
So it's super tough. I think to your question of whether I don't know. Who knows?
Well, a bad show's a bad show. So even if any company fronts you with millions to do a show and it
has to be good.
sucks,
like,
people are not going to stay.
There are like TV networks that, those shows fail.
tank a
So
show.
like that happens.
Yeah, totally.
All right. Well, that is a good discussion. YouTube. It's a thing. You should do it. I still want to say this, though. Everybody still, it sucks when you get those bad comments. I literally just got one the other day. And, you're not supposed to read them, but you do.
Yeah.
You guys have the same thing.
Yeah, I read the
and we read
comments.
them, but it shouldn't. You do what you do because you love it. And if you love it, it doesn't matter what the
Can't
real
please them all,
outcome is.
man.
Yeah.
Can't please them all.
In
And
a way,
that's in life.
I would
Yeah.
hate to. I think there's some people who, if they're listening and do the same thing of reading comments, it's tough. It's easy to say that, but I feel like it's kind of tough sometimes to, like, you can get a million good comments and then you get that one bad comment, and
that's
then,
when
like,
you
you
care
harp
about.
on it.
Yep.
So I think it's a little bit tougher to overcome it. I don't know. Specifically for me, I've gone on YouTube and I've gone even through our Mixer VODs and seen some of the comments sometimes, and I'm like, oh damn.
Yeah, it's that one that will do you in. But then again,
But sometimes they're doing it just to get you.
Yeah,
Like a
that's
lot,
right.
like half the time they don't mean it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're just trying to shock you, right? Because
Right,
I was that prepubescent
you were
12-year-old.
the problem.
Yeah, at some point.
I was
I
probably
a
doing
dick.
videos in 2009. You were like going
like,
like, this show, press pause is stupid. That Ethan, I'll get him.
Yeah.
Jerry, later we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk about
Ethan.
it. Yeah, so but like at the same time, like, I don't know. You can't please them all. So it's easier to say don't worry about it and don't stress about it. But sometimes it does get to you.
But if you're emotional, I'm emotional.
Are you?
All the hearts are on all the sleeves.
Okay.
Which I only have one heart, so only one heart is on this sleeve.
Yeah, on the left or the right sleeve.
It's usually on this one.
Got it.
That's it's really hard to do that.
It can be, yeah.
So real quick, last thing I'll say though about promoting yourself, studio.twitter.com is something that my friend Adam on Twitter told me about. Studio.twitter.com. You can actually upload videos under 2 minutes, and you can link them to a YouTube video. So for this video and other shows I do, I'm going to make a little short section and then put it up on there and then link you to
Nice,
YouTube.
kind of like a little promo thing.
Yeah, and I think that's cool because, like, again, like you said, people are scrolling Twitter, but they're not scrolling YouTube.
Yeah.
But then if they hit that and they go to YouTube.
They might save it for later, too.
Who knows?
Right? Like, throw
Yeah.
it in their queue.
Yeah.
All right, we're way over time, so I'm going to ask 2 questions in the question thing.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right, pick them.
And
Do we answer these individually?
together. And by the way, Audie's going to ask you the questions. He is Audie. I'm Audie.
Okay.
Audie's my old version of myself.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
All right, so here's the question, guys.
Okay.
Why do people, this was said earlier in the podcast, but why do people want to watch people play video games? What's the deal with that? All right, here's the deal. Let me tell you something before you start. Okay. When I was a kid, I was lucky to get $5 from my parents, all right?
Sure.
Oh, my goodness, I got $5. So what am I doing with those $5? I'm going to go to the arcade, which is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to play some video games because I'd earned the right, all right? I did the lawn, whatever, cleaned the kitchen. I got $5. I'm going to play my video games. It was an experience I wanted for myself. Why the fuck am I going to talk and just instead watch on this YouTube video of these people playing the game that I could be playing? Mm-hmm. Why do people want to do this?
I think for me, and we may actually have different answers, I think two parts. First part, I think a lot of people just watch for the person playing. I don't know that it's as simple as, it's a game that I could be playing as well. I think they fall in love with the personality. But then also, like, video games are expensive, right? Like, so if there's a game that comes out that I'm not 100% like gonna buy, I'll just watch somebody that I like playing the game. I think that's the connection to the streamer is probably the thing. But ultimately, I think it's just it's a natural extension of video games, like just watching people play. I don't know.
I was with you on the first part. All right.
Okay.
Me and you got eye to eye.
Yeah.
You like personalities. I liked Johnny Carson. All right.
Yeah. Sure.
We all like people.
Yeah.
But the second part, you lost me.
Okay.
Because the idea that you can't afford the game, I get it. We're not all millionaires. But at the same time, I feel like that ruins it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, there comes the climax of the game. Great.
Yeah, it kind of depends. It kind of depends if you. Yeah, I think Malik. So I think there's a bunch of reasons, but two reasons that Malik brought up are both totally valid. I think, obviously personality makes a lot of sense, right? Everyone loves to be able to connect. Like at our core, we love to connect to each other, right? Like at the end of the day, like we just all want to connect with somebody, which is maybe a little deep, but whatever. And so I think that's a huge part of it. But yeah, like I think a lot of people can't afford games, and if you are watching someone all the time, like you will catch that game beginning to end, or you might be able to go back and watch the VODs from beginning to end.
But don't you miss some parts? Is my question. You miss some parts.
You missed the part of. I don't know.
It's like a good movie. We were talking about earlier. Well, Carlos was. I'm Audie.
Yeah.
But
Sure,
I heard you guys were talking. I was listening. I was there with Jerry.
Right.
And by the way, we have a thing. We're going to kick you guys out after the show. Okay. Well, I guess it's the end of the show.
Yeah,
so
we're getting there. Yeah.
We'll get you moving.
Okay.
But here's the thing. You're gonna. It's like a good book or a good movie, and you're missing parts of it.
But don't you love going to the movies with your friends? Like, don't you? In a way.
No, Audie does it.
Okay.
But I heard Carlos does.
I love going to a movie with my friends, or I love, like, if I've seen a movie that I love being like, dude, you got to see this movie.
Interesting.
And then, like, watching that together. And, watching a movie on the couch is not as immersive as seeing Interstellar in the IMAX.
Right.
Just like it would be playing it. But there's a lot of value in being like, what did you think of that cutscene?
Right.
Wasn't that crazy?
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
It's the kids. They like being with the kids.
Right. Now,
that's your answer.
And an additional to that is skill. Like, the reason esports make up a majority of all streaming views, like, that's predominantly what people are watching. And just like football, just like any sport, it's awesome to be good at a game. But when you're watching the best of the best compete, there's something exciting about that to people.
Yeah, it's like sports.
Exactly.
Right. It's like sports.
Exactly.
I can get that. Listen, Audie likes one thing. He likes his sports.
Ooh.
Okay, Audie.
And by the way, Audie likes shitty beer, too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What kind? Bud Light?
He's a fan of Heineken.
Nice.
It's a weird beer. I know. It tastes like a skunk.
When I was 5.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, let's talk about that for a
Yeah, he let me try it. He was hanging out with his friends, and
Did you sip it or drink the
and
whole
I was
thing?
like, "Hey, Dad, can I have some Heineken?" And he's like, "Yeah,
Gave you a sip?
yeah."
I got a sip when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Carlos is back for a minute. Carlos is back for a minute.
I didn't drink a whole thing, but
Already gone. Is gone for a minute.
Sure.
But I remember I wanted beer too when I was a kid, and my mom was like, "Yeah, make him drink it because he's gonna hate it.
Yeah.
Because then it'll like turn you off from it."
Right.
I just wanted to see why my dad kept
What's all
drinking
the hubbub
it.
about?
Yeah,
like, what is
And
this?
you
And
found
what did
out
you
later
say?
he
You were
was
like, "That's
unhappy.
gross."
It was, yeah, exactly. And it was gross.
And
It was
Heineken is a
disgusting.
terrible one to start with.
Yeah.
I started with Budweiser.
I started with
It's not
Coors
bad.
Light. My first beer ever was a Coors Light.
Oh.
All right.
And I think it was 5th grade, something like
Did
that.
you say
Sip,
Coors Light,
just a
Scott?
sip.
All right.
I like Coors Light.
Okay. It's all water.
Yeah.
Hey, Audie's back. Here's the last question for
Last
you guys.
question.
All right.
Okay.
So why do the girls put those animal faces on the face? Well, it's not attractive. It's unappealing.
What are you talking
Is
about?
it?
On
Like
the
an e-
Instagrams and on the things.
Oh, so it's like a
on the
filter.
pictures. And even on the dating sites. They put the little doggy face, the little kitty face. All right. I want to see your face.
Maybe they have acne?
That's
Well,
depressing.
I was gonna say a lot of those filters also have like the face, like the feature, like it fixes the features, like it'll take your acne away.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about they got an Eskimo dog.
Yeah, I
which
know.
I don't. That's not a thing. A panda, right?
Sure.
Yeah. An Eskimo
That's
dog.
what I call.
Eskimo dog.
The rare
That's
Eskimo
what I call
dog.
it.
Yeah.
I think they add those two.
I went in and out of character.
So what is it to be cute? Maybe.
Have you not seen this? What are you talking about? Are you
not
serious?
on Snapchat. I've been in a loving
You're
relationship.
married.
Yeah, I don't have
You're
Snapchat.
the wrong
Here's
person.
the
We
thing.
just
Malik,
send
let's
naked
talk.
pictures to each other via text.
There you
Like
go.
Whoa,
like
that's a
adults.
whole other discussion. Wait, what's the calls come back? He wants to talk to you about that.
Wait,
Malik, let me
so-
talk to you about this.
Yeah, I think. Well, everyone loves a cute dog or a cute whatever.
I disagree, but continue.
Okay, so that is a girl putting that on her. Like she doesn't want to become a dog.
This
but
sounds
it's like,
terrible.
It makes her more
Dog-like?
I don't know. I don't want to say dog-like, but it makes her more likable in a way
Because she's a dog? Isn't that a derogatory term? I'm from the 40s, but still.
Yeah, I was gonna say for you, I don't know.
Artie, I think you should give it a shot.
Yeah,
You
maybe
want me to be a dog?
I
think
want you to
should-
use some filters.
I think you should.
All right,
just
I'll
use some
do
filters.
that.
Think about it.
It'll look like Carlos because I don't have a different face than him, but
Sure.
all right.
That's
You
interesting.
look great.
your
You look great
answers.
for your age, by the way,
I
Artie.
know.
Thank you. I'm 80 years young.
Yeah, I don't
This
have an
podcast
answer.
is over.
Okay.
Malik, where can people find you on the internet?
Oh, you can find me. I'm Xbox Live Malik. That's my gamer tag. I
Nice.
know. I'm Mixers Malik. And on Twitter, you can find me at 131King because I can't get that on Twitter, unfortunately.
We'll put a link in the show note because that's hard to type about 1-3.
One-
Yeah, I know.
131
It's not the
King.
best.
It's not. It's not. You gotta
It's my
change it.
birthday, January 31st, and I just added King.
All right.
He's the king of that. He's the
He's
only
the king
him.
of
So if you
the
have the
only
same
person.
birthday,
Fuck it.
Justin
sorry.
Timberlake has the same birthday. Justin
Ooh,
Timberlake.
you think you're the king over
Oh,
JT?
snaps.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Does he host Tips and Tricks?
No.
Okay, that's
But
what I
he's-
thought.
He's going to be a guest on this show.
Oh, I like that.
If
Maybe.
that ever
That'd be
happens,
dope.
can I be the
Yeah.
producer?
Yeah.
yeah.
You just stand there going
Yeah.
like,
I'll be Jerry.
yeah.
you're doing my clap from earlier.
Just happy to be here.
Ethan, what's your Twitters and stuff?
You can find me on Twitter. Well, actually, Xbox Live, Giggle Cream. Twitter, I am.
It's so funny
I
every
do.
time you hear it.
Twitter, Ethan_Rommel, ROMMEL, and I'm mixer.com/Ethan. Or mixer.com/tips and tricks.
That's right. It's the number one weekly show. on
All right,
Mixer.
we get it already. Oh, did you do? Almost.
It's
like
not going to be that
angry.
way forever. There's
Yeah.
there's another great show we do where they give $4,000 PCs away, and that's going to
I
pass
heard
us.
it. They build PCs. It seems fun.
And then they give them away, which is awesome. It's a great show.
It's also called
but
cheating.
they have a
called
leg
cheating.
up. We're not giving away $4,000 PCs in our show every week.
People are coming because they like us.
Right. Personalities, like you said earlier. I'll say this one thing real quick. I was watching a stream on some other service, and then I watched a stream on Mixer, maybe Tips and Tricks, and I was like, because I typed something in the chat room, and they like immediately
Responded.
got it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah,
The FTL.
The FTL,
it's
baby.
definitely still faster.
Yeah.
Because whatever Twitch is doing, they haven't got, I don't think,
You were in
there
chat?
yet.
No, they still have low latency. They have pretty low latency now. I think they're down to like a few seconds, but we're the only sub-second
It's
one.
still
as it
sub-second.
sounds
Because I was
now.
like, well, they'll get to this later, you know? And they were like,
It's
hey,
hard.
it's Carlos in there. I'm
You
like, what?
You were in our LFG chat. We were playing No Man's Sky.
That's right.
Oh, right,
I
right,
remember
yeah,
that. I was
yeah.
watching that episode.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That FTL's sweet, baby, and we're trying to push the limits of tech, man. So it doesn't always work great,
90s.
but
Such a 90s. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, bro.
it
Check
doesn't
out
always
that
work
sesh.
perfect. but
Take out
it's
that
pretty
sesh.
rad.
All right, guys. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We'll
Thanks
have you
for
come
having
back.
us.
Yeah. You're in season 1, but we're going to get you in season 2.
We'll come back once a year, baby.
Yeah,
Once a
dude.
year.
Or more than once. I'm trying to
Or
make it
more.
happen.
You might be running. You're running a tight ship here. You
I
have
know.
A lot,
It's
you have
like
a lot
we're
of
booked
guests.
for a
First
while,
one's
but-
free, Carlos.
Jerry! Now we can use him. All right. Jerry's going to get you out of here. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, girls.
Tips and tricks.
Tips and tricks in the house.
Boneyard.